What's going on, everybody? It's time for Voxx Verdict once again, and I'm joined by Jana and Jess. The country that we're discussing today is Romania, who have selected ROXEN once again after inviting her for 2020. She was internally selected last year and has been brought back this year. The song she's going to be singing is called Amnesia, and we're going to talk about what we think about it and how we feel it might be doing at Eurovision.
Oh, I lost myself trying to have it all. This world feels in a rush, and they say they know it all. Oh, I lost myself trying to have it all. Self-love, amnesia. So worry if it got you, 'cause you're not alone, not alone.
So ROXEN's song is in some ways similar to her 2020 song Alcohol You, but has its differences. Definitely one that seems to be getting a pretty good response from the majority of the Eurovision community. I'm curious how this one lands for you, Jana. How do you feel about Amnesia?
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of alcohol use, so I wasn't sure. But when I listened to it for the first time, I was so overwhelmed because this message is so important. It's about mental health and to love yourself. And I think especially during Corona, it's so important to believe in yourself and that you know that you're not alone, that there are also always many people you can talk to. But it's not only the message, it's also her vocals are amazing. This music video, I mean, how powerful. And I'm really looking forward how this is going to be on stage because it has a huge potential.
Definitely, a song with potential, and it seems like even last year we saw that there was a lot of effort put behind ROXEN because she was given her own national selection with 5 songs. We know that Romania is really hungry to get back into the final because they've missed the last 2 years. Jess, is this a song that you're liking?
I mean, I don't kind of love the song, but I don't hate it. For me, the song, sort of the style of the song, the genre of the song is not typically something that appeals to me very much. But I can agree that ROXEN's song is a very, very good song. It's a powerful song with a great message behind it. And kind of the instrumentation is lovely. But for me, it's just kind of a bit boring for me, I'm afraid I have to say. It doesn't really kind of excite me very much. But it's still a fantastic song nonetheless.
I'm curious, were you a fan of Alcohol You last year, or was that also not really to your taste?
I was not.
Okay,
so I kind
enough.
of went into this thinking I'm probably not going to like it very much, just based on previous experience. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. For me, when it came to Alcohol You, I was really split because I loved the instrumentation, I loved the melody behind it, but I was really kind of put off by the lyrics and the use of puns and talking about fake news. So I was really quite pleased that this year we didn't really have any of that, anything that was kind of distracting me from appreciating the musicality of the song, because I do actually really like this, and it was a pleasant surprise. To hear the end result be like this, because I wasn't really sold 100% on ROXEN last year. Again, I think that she's an artist that has potential, but I was maybe just worried that it was, speaking about her 2020 trajectory, it seemed like they were building this up for potentially a flop situation. But love the musicality of it. I really love the visuals in the music video, as both of you have mentioned. The way that she and the dancers interact with each other and the way that they're framed is at times really striking, and especially those moments when she's being dragged across the floor. And I'm going to be really curious to see how they stage this in the end. The thing, talking about potential success when it comes to Eurovision, the big question for me is the performance, because what we saw in the national selection last year, I wouldn't say that it was great. It was good, but it wouldn't have, in my opinion, won over that many people from the jury. Potentially could have had plenty of votes from the public. But that's going to be the question for me, especially because in this song, we do hear a lot of production on her voice. So I'm curious, Jana, how do you feel about this song's potential at Eurovision?
I think personally it's a sure qualifier for the final because, I mean, she has to sing live and we all know her vocals are great. She's a good singer. She also showed that in her live videos, so I'm pretty confident she will really do a great job there.
Okay, so you would bet on this for qualifying.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Jess, I know you've already mentioned that despite your own feelings, you do see this as a good entry. So, do you see this qualifying? Are you as confident as Yana is in its qualifications?
Oh yeah, definitely. The song, again, it's kind of got a different kind of vibe going on to a lot of other songs. It seems almost kind of slightly unique in a way. And I think definitely it's going to be a hit with the juries and the public, I think.
I remember last year, she was getting quite a few comparisons to Victoria from Bulgaria, which when we're talking about the semifinals doesn't really apply because they're in separate semifinals. But, when they were, thought of as both like a lock for the final in 2020. So people were saying that perhaps one of those would get left behind, or towards they would be left towards the bottom of the scoreboard at the end of it all. This year, I don't feel like they're as comparable, and I'm curious, Jess, do you see them getting as confused as they might have been last year?
I actually don't see that, because I feel like this year both Victoria and ROXEN have totally different sounding songs. Whereas last year I thought their songs were slightly more kind of similar. But this year they just seem to be doing their own different thing this year, like totally separate from one another. And I don't think that they would cancel each other out, because they're both independent, kind of unique entries in their own right, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think this year there seems to be enough of a sonic difference between the two for it to for them to not cancel each other out. And yeah, I would imagine that you would agree with that too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I agree with last year. They were really a bit similar, but this year not at all.
Okay, so now it's time to take a look at the Voxx Verdict scale. I'll start with you, Yana. What emoji would you use to react to this song?
So yeah, I gave it a heart emoji because I really love this song and I can't stop listening to it, and it has a huge potential.
Okay, Jess, I imagine you're not going to be as warm on it.
Yeah, so I gave this a sad face emoji, just purely for the reason that I'm not so keen on the song and it doesn't appeal to me very much. That's the only reason why.
And look, I've been on that end of the spectrum as well, even with entries that are considered to be like good for Eurovision. So I don't blame you for sticking to your guns. In my case, I'm giving this a smiley face. I do really like this song. Again, it is going to be a question about how it's going to be live, vocally speaking. I think visually, the Romanian team is going to put a lot of effort into this, and that should be good at least. So now let's turn over to the rest of the team. And I have to say, looking at the numbers right now, this is definitely a well-received entry. We've got one Take It Away, which we already kind of know who gave it that one. No scratchy face emojis, which is the something better. We have 4 people who have given it the sound of silence, the kind of neutral face emoji. 10 people who are like me, who like the song, giving it the smiley face, like it. We've got 9 people with the heart eyes. They're feeling love, love, peace, peace for this. And 7 fuegos for ROXEN and Amnesia. So clearly a lot of love for this song. Obviously this is only our own point of view. Maybe other people would feel differently, and we'd love to know what you guys think about ROXEN's entry for 2021. Let us know in the comments what you think about it. Who are your favorites to win this year, and what are the songs that you just like for the sake of it? Let us know, and we will see you on the next Voxx Verdict video. We're going to be talking about all of the entries for 2021, and we'd love to know what you guys think about Eurovision this year. So take care.